Right. Good evening, students. As we have seen yesterday about the articles, today let us go with direct and indirect speech. What is speech? Speech is nothing but a communication between two persons. When a dialogue exchange, that is speech. In English, we have two types of speech. That is, one is direct speech and another one is indirect speech. So let us go with examples and try to understand what is direct speech and indirect speech and a reporting verb. Direct and indirect speech. So dear students, what is direct speech? Suppose, imagine when you are quoting the exact words of the speaker as it is without change in tense or pronoun, that is direct speech. For example, take Mark said, English literature. So this is the plain statement made by Mark. So what I do now to make it as direct speech or direct speech, I will put a comma after the verb said and change this quote and put the quotation mark at both the ends. So this is direct speech. The characteristic of direct speech is that it is always kept in inverted commas and then it has to be followed with a capital letter. And you have to observe here one thing. The verb that introduces the reported speech or reporting speech is called reported verb. That is RV. And this entire statement is called reporting speech. Got it? So when you quote the exact words of the speaker, it is called direct speech. Without change in any tense or pronoun is a direct speech. Now, what is indirect speech? Indirect speech. Say, in indirect speech, we will give the essence, the content, the message of the speaker, that is through our point of view. You can say when you convey the message of the speaker, it is called indirect speech. So how to change this indirect? No, we will learn later. But when you make this one like indirect speech, he said that today was a great day in his life. Got it? So this is indirect speech. And the direct speech of this statement goes like this. He said, put the quotation mark. It doesn't matter whether it is a singular singular inverted comma, double inverted comma, but it should be there. He said, today was a great day in his life. He said, it should be that day. Sorry. Today is a great day in my life. So this is the direct speech of this. So indirect speech means when you put the exact words of the, direct speech means when you put the exact words of the speaker is called direct speech. And indirect speech means when you give the essence, quality, content, or the message of the speaker is called indirect speech. As it is, when you quote the exact words of the speaker is called a direct speech. When you give the message of that spoken, those spoken words are the content or the message, then it is a indirect speech. Now let us see what is a reporting verb. See, reporting verb. Reporting verb. A verb which introduces the reporting speech is called reported verb. Correct. The verb which introduces the reporting speech is called reported verb, as I said in the earlier example. For example, Romeo said, I have not seen true beauty till this night. What Romeo has said, the exact words we have kept it in a inverted comma. This is called direct speech. And here we are seeing what is reporting verb. The verb that is introducing the reported speech is called reporting verb. Any verb that is introducing the reporting speech is called reported verb. And keep in mind, in direct sentence, always the reported verb is separated by a comma. It is always separated by a comma that separates the reporting verb and the reported speech in direct sentence. And the second important point, now points to be remembered in direct and indirect, because it's a very complex portion of grammar, and in this we have to see and keep in mind certain points always. The bottom line is that we have to practice it again and again so that can be remembered for a long time. So the points to be remembered are important points. The first, in direct speech is always kept in inverted commas. First, reported verb and reporting speech is separated by comma. Third point, if the reported verb is in present simple present, then the tense of the reporting speech is not changed. Got it? First, the report direct speech is always kept in inverted comma. That is the first fact we have to keep in mind. Other important point. Next, reported verb and a reporting speech is always separated by comma, as we have seen in the examples. If the reported verb is in simple present tense or continuous, then the tense of the reported speech is not changed at all. So these are the very, very important points we have to keep in mind. Got it? Now let us see the other aspects of important direct and indirect speech. As I let us see the example with the verb. If the verb is in simple present, say here, Raju says he wants money to pay the bill. Now, in this example, you can find that the reporting verb here is in simple present tense, third person simple present, and the reporting speech are the quotation. It is in quotation. So this it is in simple present tense, right? So here we cannot change the tense. We have to keep as it is, right? See the how it can be changed to indirect. He wants money to pay the bill. One more example. The principal says today is a working day. Close the inverted comma. See this example. The principal says that that day is a working day. What is that? It means that in direct speech, you have to keep in mind when you are changing from direct to indirect, we have to observe whether the reporting verb is in the past or in the present. If it is in the present tense, present indefinite, then definitely we should not change the tense of the reported speech. This is very, very important to keep in mind. Now let us see the other aspects. Next, so in direct and indirect, with the assertive sentences, that is with positive sentences, conjunction that is always used. Conjunction that is always used. Bear this in your mind. Only with positive statements. Only with the positive statement or assertive sentences we should use that. Got it? Next. If the reporting verb is in the past, then what were the things get changed? So that in English, the first thing in direct and indirect, we have to change the tense of the sentence. That is tense of the reported speech, and it changes accordingly. Now let us see change of tense in direct and indirect speech. Direct and indirect speech are reporting. First, as we know, there are four types of tenses. Three types of tenses: present, past, and future. Now let us see how the tense get changed in direct and indirect. So the first one, simple present. Simple present changes to simple past. Second, present continuous changes to past continuous. Third, present perfect changes to past perfect. Fourth, present perfect continuous changes to past perfect continuous. This is all about present tense. Now let us see the past. Simple past changes to past perfect. Six, past continuous changes to past perfect continuous. Okay, special attention here. Past perfect remains unchanged. No change at all in the past perfect. Past perfect means if it is had, then it should be had only in the indirect speech. Next, past perfect continuous remains unchanged. Got it? Now let us see about future tense. Future tense. Future, simple future changes to future indefinite. You can take shall changes to should, will changes to would, can changes to could, may changes to may changes to might, right? Must changes to had to, got it? So these are the changes in the tense when it comes direct and indirect. The first point, simple present changes to simple past, present continuous changes to past continuous, present perfect changes to past perfect, present perfect continuous changes to past perfect continuous, simple past changes to past perfect, past continuous changes to past perfect continuous, and past perfect remains unchanged, and past perfect continuous also remains unchanged. Shall in future shall changes to should, will changes to would, can changes to could, may changes to might, and must changes to had to. This is all about change of tense in direct and indirect speech. Now let us see some examples with all these tenses. Right? Let us take one simple example. What are the things we have learned? Direct and indirect speech means when we convey the words of the speaker exactly as they are, it is direct speech. When we convey the message of the words spoken by the speaker is indirect speech. And reporting verb is the one verb that introduces the reported speech. And keep in mind, always direct speech are always kept in quotation mark and is separated by a comma with the reporting verb, right? In a conjunction that is used in assertive sentences, I mean to say in positive sentences, and the change of tense must be done only if the reporting verb is in the past. If it is in the past, then simple present changes to simple past, present continuous changes to past continuous, present perfect remains, present perfect changes to past perfect, present continuous changes to past perfect continuous, and simple present changes to simple past, simple past changes to past perfect, past continuous changes to past perfect continuous, past perfect remains unchanged, past perfect continuous remains unchanged, shall changes to should, will changes to would, can changes to could, may changes to might, and you must changes to had to. Now let us see the example. Before going to the examples, let me tell you certain facts about direct and indirect. See, all the sentences cannot be changed even if the reporting verb is in the past. The tense of the reported verb cannot be changed in certain conditions, like the first condition. First one is if it is universal fact. If it is universal fact, then the reporting verb, tense will not be changed. For example, if it is a universal fact, right? My teacher said, example, my teacher said, my teacher said, British ruled India for 200 years. Let's not bother about the years. Just it's an example. See here. My teacher said British ruled India for 200 years. and it's a universal fact. Like you take the other example, like sun rises in the east, right? It is a universal fact. Taj Mahal is the seventh wonders in the world. So it is a universal fact. Such things cannot be changed. Even if the reporting verb is in the past, the tense of the reported speech will be kept as it is. It will never get changed. See this example. My teacher said, my teacher said that British ruled India for 200 years. Got it? So it's a universal fact and it cannot be changed. Right? Again, you can take the example. Wisdom is the best policy. So in that case, we cannot change the tense. So if it is a universal fact, the tense of the reported speech will not be changed. Then where it other second fact, for example, habitual fact. Habitual fact. With habitual fact, we cannot change the tense, right? For example, son said, I always love to read Shakespeare. Habitual fact. So it cannot be because he says, I always love to. It's a fact. So it cannot be changed. Son said that he always loves to read Shakespeare. Got it? So keep in mind, if it is a habitual fact, then you cannot change the tense of the reporting speech. Then next, where else it cannot be changed? If it is a historical fact, if it is a historical event. Third, if it is a historical event, if it is a historical event, the tense of the reported speech will not be changed even if the reporting verb is in the past. For example, let us take one example with this. My teacher said India got freedom on 15th August. So it's a historical fact. So with this, we cannot change. Even if the reporting verb is in the past, the tense of the reported speech will not change. As I said earlier, in direct speech, and it is from direct to indirect speech, we have to change the tense if the reporting verb is in the past. But with these cases, it is exceptional. We cannot change it. If we apply the rule here, then it is a simple past and it has to be changed to past perfect, had gotten. But it cannot be because it's a historical event. My teacher, my teacher said that India got freedom on 15th August. Got it? It's just an example. You have to keep in mind. Next, One more case is that if it is a past habit, past habit, a past habit or custom. The fourth one, past habit or custom. Example, right? Indians always worship cow. Sorry, you can take the other example. Worship. Indians always worship cow. Right? Said the poet. The poet said, Indians said that Indians always worshipped cow. So with these three cases, we will not change the tense. Four cases. One with the universal fact, second habitual fact, and next is historical event or past habit or custom. If these are there, then we will not change the tense of the reporting verb in indirect speech. Now let us see the examples one by one. As I said, simple present changes to simple past. One example is the simple present. The shopkeeper said, I bring your order today itself. What you have ordered is going to bring that commodity today itself. The shopkeeper said. So it is in the reporting verb is in the past. And look at the reported quotation speech quotation. I bring. It means simple present tense. As what we have learned, the simple present changes to simple past. Now you change this one from direct to indirect speech. The shopkeeper said, as I said, we have to add conjunction that here. So added I changes to he. The shopkeeper said he bought our order that day itself. Next, I am writing. I am writing a letter to the principal. Said the student. Look at this example. It is in simple, present continuous. So we have kept in inverted comma and is separated by a comma between the reporting verb and the reported speech. And the student said. Now you change this from direct to indirect. The student said that, what I have said already, the present continuous changes to past continuous. The student said that he was, I am changes to he was writing a letter to the principal. Second example. Third example, present perfect. I had spoken to the teacher about your homework. Said the mother. Now you change this one from direct to indirect. The mother said that she, present perfect changes to past perfect. Say, I have, sorry, I have. Present perfect changes to past perfect. The mother said that she had spoken to the teacher about his homework. What we have come to know in the exam previous rules: simple present to simple past, present continuous changes to past continuous, present perfect changes to past perfect. So how to add here? Got it? Next, present perfect continuous changes to past perfect continuous. For example, I have been reading the novel from 1 month, said the grandfather. So the tense of the reported speech is in present perfect continuous. So it has to be changed to past perfect continuous. How it can be changed? Just by changing I have to I had been. See this example. Example, the grandfather said, conjunction that is added, that I changes to he had been reading he had been reading the novel from 1 month. Got the idea? Now next, simple past. Let us see one example with the simple past. You can take your own examples, right? I read Shakespeare last year. Said the teacher. The teacher, what I had said, simple past changes to past perfect. Keep in mind, I changes to he or she, you can, right? The teacher said that she, I read past, and it has to be changed to past perfect. That she had read Shakespeare last year changes to the previous year. The previous year. Sorry. Got the idea? Now, past continuous. I was working in that college as a peon, said the man. So the man said, how it can be changed? Look this example. The man said that I changes to he, was changes to had been, right? So present past continuous changes to past perfect continuous. He had been working in that college as a peon. Now let's see the example related to past perfect. I had passed the exam with first class, said the girl. Close the inverted comma at both the sides and put a comma after the reporting speech, right? So what I had said, the perfect, that's past perfect, cannot be changed even if the reporting verb is in the past. So the example remains as it is. The girl said that she had passed the exam with first class. Got the idea? Now let us see the example with the past perfect continuous. I had been reading. I had been reading what? Shakespeare from 1 year. Close the inverted comma at both the ends and put the comma. Said the student. Now you change this one from direct to indirect. The student said that he had been reading Shakespeare from 1 year. Got the idea? Now let us see some examples with the future tense. In the next class, right? Till then, keep practicing all the rules and the examples. You can make your own list of examples and you can solve at home, right? So in the next class, let us continue the remaining examples. Thank you.